In this episode of AERO SMP, we rebuild the portable fuel tank. I could just make it a tall and just put it sideways. I don't need to, it doesn't need to be, We distribute fuel to the server. All right, that's fine. That's fine. And we get a package from someone from Help the Very Poor Canadians Foundation. Great. That's great. That's great. All right, everybody, I've got a lot of things that I want to get done today, so let's just hop into it right away. Somebody left me a package, and there's a bunch of villains at my base. Go away, you stupids. For such a huge head, you really got nothing going on in there, do ya? Huh? You know how this is gonna go. Okay. There's a gift. A gift for me. Present for Charlie. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. From Help the Very Poor Canadians Foundation. Great. That's great. That's great. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. We're throwing shade. I see. All right. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I appreciate the help. You know, I'll take anything I can get. I actually really need iron at the moment, so this is very, very, very nice to have. Sweet. Today I've got some important things to do. Okay, first of all, we got to get this helicopter moving. We got to start gathering fuel and dropping it off at people's bases. At least that's my plan. But in order to do that, we're gonna need to get our fluid tanks. And I made some of those in the last episode. However, I'm a big idiot. I'm a big dum-dum because I realized something a little too late. Somebody also put this in the comments, but I did think about it myself first. I swear. I swear. If I write this filling tank in, we can take a look. So if you look at this, you can see that I'm using 3 separate tanks. That's dumb. This mod, I was like, oh, I have to do this because they're not sideways. Like, I don't have a sideways version of these tanks. It's a physics object. It's a physics object. It's gonna be a physics object anyways. It's gonna stay a physics object. I could just make it a tall and just put it sideways. I don't need to, it doesn't need to be, I didn't think about it. This is dumb. I just have to redo it. Let's get some platinum fluid tanks going. We need platinum sheets, and lucky for us, we actually have a lot, like a good amount of platinum. And I'm hoping this will be enough to get at least a few of those big tanks. They're expensive though. All this cooked up. All right, so we're gonna have enough here for, I think, 2 massive fluid tanks. Basically, what I want is I want a 9 tall fluid tank. And in order to do that, we need 81 fluid tanks. And that means we need 162 platinum plates to make 1 full-size fluid tank, which is actually quite a lot. Let's stick these platinum sheets in here. We should be able to make at least 2, I think. We need 162 for 2 tanks total. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to rebuild these dang tanks. The ones I made in creative are absolutely useless. There we go. Now, these both have a tiny amount of diesel in them, which is okay. They also hold 1,300,000 millibuckets, so 1,000 buckets, which is pretty good. All right, here's something I gotta figure out. Do I need a pump on both sides of this docking connector? Like, if I push fluid into this docking connector, will it end up in the fluid tank, or will it only be in the docking connector? I assume that it's only going to be in the docking connector. Another thing we could possibly use is a portable storage interface. The fluid one. Portable fluid interface. Portable fluid interface. I don't know if this actually works on sublevels or not, but if it did, that would be really nice. It doesn't look like it works, unfortunately, but let's turn these into physics objects so that we can start messing around with them. I built a dang helicopter and I can't figure out that I can put a tank sideways, which is crazy to me. But you know what? That's just how it goes. Look at that, see? Sideways tank. Ta-da! We did it. Okay, I do want these to be on like a bit of a platform. Like that. So we can pick it up with a, something like a forklift maybe later on. Of course, we don't have a forklift yet, but eventually we might. All right, there we go. We're gonna get our docking connectors out. And what I wanna know is if I can flow fluid into these, and it'll end up in the platinum fluid tank on its own. I'm trying to avoid using pumps, right? Let's test this out. I'm pretty certain that this isn't gonna work. Yeah, we have diesel in this docking connector here, but it's not in our fluid tank because there's no way for it to get into the fluid tank. Obviously on the side of our oil rig, we can have some kind of infrastructure like this automatically pushing fluid from the oil rig into the docking connector that's attached to the platinum fluid tank. That's easy enough. So I've confirmed it now. We do actually have to have a pump on the fluid tank side. Okay, now in theory, I think all we have to do is give this mechanical pump a kickstart, and it should start pulling fluid from the docking connector into our platinum fluid tank. So let's say we have like a setup like this again. We get a connection. We should be able to do this, and then this will eventually get the engine running, and then it'll start filling. Okay, great. That's our basic setup, and then we're gonna have to find a way to move it around, of course. But let's just copy this over to this side. Now then, I think these two tanks are ready to go. We just got to take them back to the oil rig, but there's nowhere to put them on the oil rig right now. We need like a unit to place these on and fill them up, right? So we're gonna have to build that, but also I've got an idea to help us out with moving things around. You see, this thing currently uses a docking connector to move stuff, right? This guy. This guy. And what I've learned is that we can use something else. I think we can use this thing, the sticker, and this should allow us to pick up any physics objects. There we go. Place that on there. All right, now in theory, we turn that on, we should just be able to grab our tank without having to worry about connecting to a docking connector or anything like that. So let's see, let's give this a try. Get ourselves situated over this, and then we'll drop our line. And it should... Oh, it just stick to the ground. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we stuck to the ground. Okay. So luckily I can turn it on and off. We have to make sure we're in position before we drop it, otherwise we'll stick to, like, the ground. Uh-huh. We got it. This is good because it actually allows us to pick up anything instead of just these fluid tanks, which is awesome. And then we just find a place we want to put them down. Say right over here. This unit here actually doesn't drop the thing right away. It looks like this works on a like a button kind of in sort of like a button way, which is actually perfect because it means we can set it up to the Link typewriter and we can just press like, I don't know, C or something. Okay, now when I tap C, it should activate. And then I can drop down, pick up the thing, and deactivate by tapping C again. There we go, drop it. Nice. Okay, that's a much, much better system. Albeit, we'll never really get the center of the thing. Like, it'll be a lot harder to do that. We can pick up and place down basically anything despite not having a docking connector. Another thing I want to do is I want to set up a Nixie tube here because when I'm back here, I can actually see it. So now I can see what level my prop is at, which is really, really handy because before that, I was kind of running blind. All right, let's build out like a sort of platform up here for basically for our portable storage tanks to get placed so that I can move them around. On top of that, we're also going to need a helipad, so let's get to work on both of those. Alright, there we go. So our filling tank platform is complete, and so is our new helicopter pad. And this actually took me quite a while, not because of the top, that's pretty easy, but because of the bottom. Because I did this whole like lattice structure underneath and it took forever, but it does look cool as heck. And I have seen these on actual oil rigs, so it totally works. I think it actually looks super, super cool. I also did a little tiny bit of work on the walkways here, just a little bit, not much, still got some stuff to do with that, but let's go get our chopper, bring it over here, and place down our two fluid tanks here, and get them filling up. Let's do this thing. Okay, let's get it right over it. Okay, that looks about perfect. Now we drop this thing down, catch it, pick it up, and we're ready to go. All right. Perfect. Let's get this thing back over to our oil rig. All right, here we come. All right, there's one. Very nice, very nicely done. Now we can head home and grab another. Dude, this is cool. This is cool as heck. Perfect. Perfect. Right in the middle. Oh, that's nice. Okay, and let go. All right, great. Now we just land on the helipad. All right, a lovely, lovely landing. Looking good, looking good. Okay, we got our tanks here and now it's time to fill them up. Just gotta turn on our engine down here. And now these should be running with fuel. Now, I do have to label these a little better. I believe that this one's diesel and this one over here is diesel. And that's what we want. There we go. That's connected. Now we just got to get this huge diesel engine started by turning that. Right on. Amazing. That's working. Now our fuel is shamovin'. And you know what? I'm actually tempted to make a couple more of these, but for gasoline and make them a bit smaller. Alright, yeah, let's start distributing some of this fuel. I think we're gonna need these tanks back eventually, but until that time we can provide the server with a bit of a service here. This will be the first like big thing I can provide to people. And of course, we're going to be extorting them for money. We'll try to yoink this one here. Perfect. All right. Take her away, Sammy. So let's try to find a good spot for this at Fading's base. I think maybe like right here-ish. Okay. And perfect. There we go. There's some gasoline. There's some diesel. Even better fuel source for Fading. Now our other tank here, this one is going to kindle. Get right over that. And... uh-oh. Perfect. And lift off. All right. To kindles. Gasoline delivery service. Let's go. I am the ultimate oil baron. Alright, now placing this at Kindle's base is actually going to be quite difficult. And he's so high up that I don't even know if I can get up here. Yeah, just barely. We're going to put this like right down in front of his house. Alright, this looks like a decent spot. Let's start going down and... alright. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Good enough. He can move it on his own from there. Next up is Goshva. And of course, Goshva is gonna get gasoline, which is not as good as diesel, but he's getting gasoline because he changed my sign from gasoline to petrol. The gall of that gentleman. Okay, here we go. Slowly, slowly. Perfect. Let's go! Dude, this is actually so cool. All right. This is gonna be quite the trip. We're heading all the way over to Goshva's. Over the mountains, past our base. It's gonna take us a little while, but you know, it's nice. It's nice to do these kind of things for the server, for the people. Here we are back at home. That's the old gas station, which, you know, it still works. I think one thing we could do here to provide our gas station over here with some fuel is make like a train. Like maybe a monorail like Fading was talking about. Oh gosh, hopefully I can get over these mountains. This might be just a wee bit high. Come on. I think we can just barely make it over this. Ooh-wee. Okay, made it. Perfect. And I think, yeah, Gosh's base is directly this way. There he is. Ooh, look at this. Oh, interesting. He's got some stuff going on over here. What a nice place he has. Okay. I think right here in the road would be an ideal spot for this. And... there we go. Let go. Alright. Some gas for Goshva. Nice. Now let's go home. Alright, coming in for a landing. There we go. Perfect. Dude, I gotta say, this thing is really fun to fly. It's so maneuverable. It's really not too bad. Awesome. Now everybody has a little bit of gas, a little bit of fuel for themselves. Okay, now that I'm back, we got something to talk about. You see, so far in this series, I have been basically just by hand gathering all my resources, short of what we've been producing in the gas station, which, if we head over to, we can see how much we've actually produced in this episode so far. 13 blocks of iron. That's it. Not a lot. Not a lot. This is great for like a trickle of materials, but it's really not keeping up for with my needs. Kind of a big problem, actually. So here's a plan. Plan is to get this thing built, or at least mostly built. I want walls, just something, anything. We need something up and working so that I can start building a factory, a real create mod factory that'll help produce tons and tons of items for us and make things a lot more efficient and easy and better in basically every way. Let me tell you, right now, this note, help the very poor Canadians Foundation, this is very true. This is very true for me right now, but it's not gonna be once we get this factory completed. So let's start grinding away on that, shall we? You know, I wanted these like really aggressive industrial supports on this thing, and I do think that is what I got. But also, one of the main problems with this is that it's expensive. It was expensive as heck. You know those 2 stacks of iron blocks that we got at the beginning of this episode? I used all of it. I am once again completely ironless, attempting to try to complete a structure, a build, without any materials, which is honestly kind of driving me nuts at this point. As soon as this thing gets built, I'm building a regular, normal iron farm. Because sheesh, man. It's 1:30 a.m. right now. I would have kept working on this. But I can't. I literally can't. I literally can't keep working on it because I ran out of materials, which is disappointing. But I mean, hey, you guys can get an idea of the, you know, this you can understand the sort of thing, right? It's like sort of big, aggressive, industrial building. I want to have like chimneys and stuff on it. I want to have like pipes, big pipes coming out of it every which way. Probably have like some steam engines and stuff on the outside. You know, that whole thing. I think it looks really good though. I am quite happy with how it looks. It definitely needs like some details. It needs like some, it's gotta have something here. I was thinking like maybe a clock. I was thinking maybe put a clock here, a relatively small one. I think that would be cool. Maybe like a clock with like some big horns. With like some horns, like a lunch bell kind of vibe, you know? But, anyways, I think this is the end of the episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see ya in the next one. And let me know what you think of this build so far, and if you have any ideas for it, feel free to shout them out in the comments. I definitely want to put some like chimneys or something up in the roof here. I feel like this roof line is the roof is very boring right now. I feel like it needs something. But yeah, like it's definitely getting the vibe that I wanted, which is like sort of like it's gonna be more styled towards this eventually, but like it's kind of this style, but leaning a little bit more towards the diesel punkness of it, you know? I don't know. I think it turned out well though. Obviously it's not finished, but The bones are there. The shape is there. The idea is there. We just got to finish it now. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to get some materials gathered ASAP, dude, ASAP. I'm not going to be able to do this without more materials. I'm not going to be able to do this without a better iron farm. My iron farm sucks. I mean, you know what I could do? Oh, look at that. Oh, you can see it from here. That's cool. You know what I could do is I could go buy some materials from somebody, I'm sure. Whoever left me the poor Canadian society thing. I'm sure I can sell them something. Look, I have a ton of diamonds. 300